Finding an agent in Manhattan, New York in 1986. I spent a month in Manhattan doing shows to attract a music agent, James Adams, from William Morris Agency. It was a warm evening when I first played a show at the Back Fence in Greenwich Village, Manhattan. I was warned at the border when I came into USA that I could not play shows for money when I was in New York, so my shows were free. When I got to the Back Fence in Greenwich Village, the front was open to a large patio and the club was buzzing with the vibrant energy of live music. The reception was great and the crowd was appreciating the music. I also dropped by the Speak and played a few times. I had heard that Bob Dylan played there in his early days, so it was pretty special for me. During the day, I would scout out some of the clubs that James had given his secretary to pass on to me, and in the evenings, I would play the shows at these clubs in Greenwich Village and Soho. The subway station on the New York side was in the World Trade Center, and I would sometimes just sit there and have my lunch and watch all the people go by. One day, an Italian man sat down on the bench beside me and asked me if I played the guitar that was beside me. I said, "Yes, I play music at several clubs in the village." He said, "I have a high-end Italian restaurant up 60 floors in the Trade Center. Would you come and perform an hour a day at noon in my restaurant, and how much would you charge?" Well, I told him I'm here trying to get an agent, but I do not have a green card, so I cannot charge you. So he asked if I would do it for a meal each day, and we agreed that I would perform from noon till 1 and could eat whatever I wanted from his menu after I finish. So that became a daily routine, and I had some of the greatest meals I've ever consumed. I had an apartment in Jersey City that Philip, James Adams' secretary, had set up for me. Every night I would take the PATH subway from the World Trade Center to Journal Square in Jersey and walk back to my apartment about 3 blocks away. This was 1986, and it was a shock to me after leaving Toronto, Canada. Every car parked along the main road where I had to walk to get to the apartment was smashed. Though it was a different experience for me, I just kept to my mission of getting home so I could eat and rest for the next day. The smashed cars along the roadway that puzzled me the day before was answered when Philip drove to the apartment and said he is going to take the PATH to Manhattan today. Then we both got in his car and went close to the subway where he parked his car between 2 of the smashed cars. I got out and watched him give $5 to a kid on a skateboard. I said to him, "Aren't you afraid of your car will get smashed?" Philip had a vintage blue Studebaker. But he said no. "I just paid the parking." I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "The gangs tell the kids to collect the money, and they have older gangs who smash the cars if they don't pay." Well, Philip was right, because when we got back to his car, it was untouched. I cannot emphasize more strongly how I love Toronto and Canada. I was glad to be back in a city that protects your property. This is almost 40 years ago. I'm certain that Jersey City has corrected their parking enforcement. Going to New York for this attempt at getting a good agent was eye-opening. Although I played for a month, James never could find the time to see a show. But he had several other people's opinions. He advised me to see his agent in Canada, Bernie Fiedler, and he offered me a gig writing commercials in Atlantic City. Even though I turned that down, it just shows you with a little persistence, you can go a long way.